Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to another video. This is a little different video than our normal videos we do on our channel. We've had a lot of people actually ask us what we use for making our videos, our travel videos, our informational videos, and yeah, just instead of typing out to everybody that asked, I thought I'd make a video just in case you're looking into getting into doing your own YouTube channel, whether it's traveling or product reviews, anything like that. Maybe this will help you in picking the right gear. And especially with traveling, I thought about every little aspect as far as it goes with picking the right gear. And I'm going to go over that with you today. I'm actually sitting in Casa Tropical, which is one of our rentals here in Samara at Sea Casa. We have this one. We also have Casa Nautical, which is over there. We have a little courtyard if you're not aware of what we have set up here. If you do want to come to Costa Rica and want to check out Samara, definitely come and stay with us here at Sea Casa. Just go to seacasasamara.com and it'll have all your booking information there. You can go to Airbnb and check your dates and see if we have availability when you're going to be in the area. So yeah, let's get started on what we use for our travel videos. So I have the Manfrotto Travel Bag, and it's a very good camera bag. Fits all your camera gear in one pouch. As you can see, everything's in there. It also has a laptop compartment as well, so it's nice to be able to carry that with you and then have all the little pockets and stuff for your batteries and your cords. And I have like a screwdriver in there for the tripod mounts and things like that. So yeah, just gonna go over the stuff we use and stuff that we used more often in the beginning, and we kind of use it still for certain things. So I'm gonna start off with the Canon G7x Mark II. This is actually the first thing we bought before we came down to do the videos, just because of the size and the quality that comes out of this little camera. It worked perfect. We used it for 2.5 years and then upgraded, but I still use this for a secondary camera when I'm doing like the cooking videos, stuff like that. Or sometimes if I'm going into a mall or something to show people what it's like in there, I'll bring this because it's easy to slip into my pocket and it's not as big as our new vlogging camera. So yeah, very good camera for the money. They do have a third version now, the Mark III. I haven't played with it at all, but if it's anything like this one, it'd be worth picking up as well. I think you can still get the Mark II on Amazon and places like that. So yeah, definitely if you're just starting out and you don't have a bigger budget, this was about $800 Canadian, so it wasn't too bad. It's been through a lot. It actually rode on the top of our car one day after filming when we were doing a show for Facebook Watch. I had set it up. I was just like busy, crazy. We had to go to a thing at the school and I set it on the roof of the car. I thought I had set it inside the car, drove through a rainstorm, and I put it in a bag of rice, and 2 days later it started up and I still have it and I still use it. So I will always use Canon product for that reason. And actually the camera I'm filming on right now is a Canon 60D. Don't use that for travel videos. We use that for doing photos for real estate because I have Magic Lantern on that, and I can do like HDR photos on there. So that's what we use the 60D for, and for things like this, so I can show you everything that we use traveling. But yeah, if you are just starting out, get something like the Canon G7x Mark II or the Mark III, and you'll be surprised with the quality that comes out of there. After we use the little G7x Mark II, I ended up buying the M6 Mark II. It's a mirrorless camera. Weight-wise, it's perfect for travel videos because it's not going to be hurting your arm when you're carrying it too long. The gimbal will do that for you, which I'll show you. So yeah, went with the M6 Mark II, just price point again. I didn't have the money to spend on a EOS R or the new R5. But yeah, the M6 Mark II, it's been really good actually. Does 1080p 60 frames per second, so that's how I get that slow motion B-roll that you see in a lot of our videos. It does shoot 4K as well. I just don't do a lot of 4K because I do like to shoot in 60 frames per second, but that's one thing this doesn't have is 4K 60, but I wish it did. So the next camera that we do go for will have that feature, so we can start doing all of our videos in 4K. Yeah, it's been an awesome camera. Some of the things that people who were saying about it is they didn't like how the screen flipped up because of where the hot shoe is, which if you had your microphone on the normal hot shoe and you flip the screen up, you're not going to be able to see yourself when you're doing the vlogging. But luckily enough, a company called Small Rig came up with this little piece that goes on, and it actually moves your hot shoe to a cold shoe, and it moves it over to the right. So then your microphone, if you use the Video Mic Micro, it actually fits on there perfectly. It's out of the way and you can still see yourself in the screen. So that's why I went from the Video Mic Go to the Video Micro, just because of size on this camera, and again, weight. The output from the microphone's actually been really good. So if you guys are looking at microphones and don't have a big budget, even just go with this one. It's been awesome. So yeah, that's the camera. I did switch to a different lens. I do have the 11 to 22 now. It comes with a different lens in the package, but I did go with the more wide angle, just because I didn't want the floating head all the time where it's close up just on my head. I wanted to show some of the shoulders and stuff when we're vlogging and walking. So that's our camera. If you guys want, I can do more of a review on this camera as far as like settings and stuff like that. There is a lot on YouTube for that, so if you want to search up Canon M6 Mark II, you can find all that information on there. And yeah, it takes really good photos as well. Yeah, I can't really say anything bad about this camera. It's just the weight of the lenses, of the body, and the small microphone. It's like perfect for doing travel videos. All right, so the next major piece that we use for making our videos is the gimbal. I have the Zhiyun Weebill S. I think that's how you pronounce it, Zhiyun. It's Chinese, so it's hard to know how you pronounce it. But the Weebill S is what we use. The reason I went with this one is the size. Compared to the DJI gimbals, this was a smaller gimbal that could handle the weight of the camera. It could actually handle the 60D with a heavier lens on it as well, without struggling too much. So we went with this one just for size purposes, and it had really good reviews. There's a lot of good things said about the Weebill S. And yeah, so this really changed how we made videos, just because you can get those smooth, steady shots, especially when it comes to B-roll and the 60 frames per second. So it's pretty easy to set up. You just kind of pre-balance it with your camera, whatever camera you're using, and it actually locks it into place. So you don't have to balance it every time. It's already set up. It's easy to unfold like I just did. All you do is put your base plate on there, quick release, just on like that, and then you tighten it. So it's super easy. And then, so I can unlock all the pieces right now, and it's already pretty much balanced. Like, it's maybe out, like it's not completely straight, but it's very close. And so it's easy setup. That's why I was saying like I don't have everything in the bag and all the chargers and stuff, because I have this in there, which I usually don't. I'm usually carrying this whenever we're filming, so then or traveling, so the bag's actually full of everything else, which is why this is a great bag, because it does hold a lot of stuff. So it's pretty easy to use. Just press and hold, turn it on. There's some settings that you have to do, which there is a guy on YouTube does a lot of stuff on Weebill S. I'll put the link or the name of his channel below if you guys end up buying this and want to know how to set it up and update and stuff like that. But yeah, that's it. So it's really easy to use, as you can see. 3-axis gimbal. It does get heavy after a while if you're holding it for a while and you're vlogging. Your shoulder will definitely feel it, so you want to work on those shoulder muscles. But overall, with the mirrorless camera, the M6, it's a light setup, so you're not going to be struggling too bad. Some people go around with bigger cameras like 1Ds and stuff like that on gimbals. I don't know how you guys do it, because my arms would be falling off after one day, never mind a few days of shooting. So yeah, it produces really smooth shots. It's not too big. Nice thing too is it actually has an underslung mode. So I got the quick release pieces, which you can get from the same company, and all I have to do is pull on this, put it to the underslung, and then I can go do the low shots. I'll put one in, a clip in now, where I did one with the kids running on the beach and I ran behind with this, and it's super smooth. So yes, the gimbal is a nice add-on. Forgot to say too, on the Canon G7x Mark II, the image stabilization is actually really good on that camera. It's actually, in my opinion, better than the built-in on this, because this only has 2 levels of stabilization, and then it has the horizon stabilization, I guess. It's a different setting. You can't have them all on, or the 2 image stabilization plus the horizon thing, where on the G7X you could. So it actually, handheld, I could do a lot of the slow motion without having to have a gimbal. Once I got this and realized it wasn't as smooth, I was like, okay, well, let's get a gimbal. And yeah, I went with the Weebill S. So very happy with it. Definitely, it's not that expensive either for the quality of shots you're gonna get. People used to have to use like big rigs and stuff. This one show we watched called Departures from Canada, he had the full-on rig with the big camera and stuff. You can get pretty much the same shots with this, and it fits in a backpack. So yeah, definitely recommend the Weeble S if you're gonna do a little more higher end filming. So a question we get a lot is, what drone do we use? So we actually have the DJI Mavic Pro. It's the first one. We bought it just before we moved down. It had just come out not long before that, so we went with this one just because of the size, and it folds out, so it's easy to travel with, because when it is folded up, you'll see how small it is. It's like there's cell phones almost this size, I think. the Samsung Note. But yeah, it's great for that. There is smaller DJI drones now that they're great drones. It's just the image quality is not quite as good as the Mavic Pro, which is why I went with this one. Plus they didn't have the little ones out at that point. There is a second version out now, which we do want to upgrade to, just because the sensor on the camera is better. They have a zoom as well, and yeah, just a better image quality. But for the time being, this shoots 4K, this shoots 1080, 60 frames per second. So you have a little bit of play there as far as what you want to film. Depends on what you're doing. Yeah, it's just a really great drone because of the size, and easy to travel with, and gives you a great picture, both photos and videos. So they do have a lot of new drones that have come out recently, which would be cool to get. They have the first person view drone that just came out, which would be fun to play with. So maybe one day we'll get one of those. But for the time being, we're gonna stick with the Mavic Pro. You can still get these probably used as well. So if you can find a good used one, definitely pick one up as your first drone. If not, go with one of the smaller DJI drones, and you're still gonna get a good picture quality, and it's gonna be really easy to travel with. So yeah, this would be like the biggest I think I would travel with. And it has its own controller. What you do is you just put your phone in, there's an app, so you can see everything that you're filming on the phone, and that way you're not guessing as far as your focus and things like that. All right, so the last camera we use for travel videos is a GoPro. This is the Hero 5. It's been really good. Again, 4K, or it does 60 frames per second in 1080p, so it matches everything that we do. Would like to upgrade this at some point, although it's hard to justify spending the money on a new one when there's not like a great advancement. Yes, there's better image stabilization, but most of the time this is just used as like a secondary camera or underwater, which we have the underwater housing for. I bought a separate one. Yes, it's waterproof. I just don't trust putting my GoPro in the water without an extra protection. So we bought the extra waterproof case. It was like $15 on Amazon, so it's worth spending $15 to make sure your $400 camera doesn't get ruined, even though it says it's waterproof. We've had friends that have had theirs leak, so get that as well. And then the flotation handle as well, which is really nice in case it comes off, because our kids use this as well, and in case they forgot to put the leash on, it's not going to be sinking to the bottom of the ocean. But yeah, it's been a really good camera. It's got a good image quality as well. It's small, so yeah, you definitely want to have some sort of action camera like a GoPro, just because in case you're doing like waterfall hikes, waterfall swimming, like swimming at a waterfall, snorkeling, excursions on a boat. It's always nice to have some sort of waterproof action camera to get those shots, because you don't want to be bringing your good camera near the water and risking ruining it. So yeah, definitely have one. Okay, so lighting. Some people have said, oh, you guys should use a light in some of the restaurants and stuff like that. Yeah, it's definitely some places should have, but it's kind of hard when there's people around and they're trying to enjoy their meal and you got a bright light on, or if you're in the back, you're showing them cooking or something like that, and it's gonna be a bright light in the chef's eyes. So we do have a light. Actually, we have a couple lights, but this is the one we just got. This is the Aperture MC light. It's super small. It's actually got magnets on the back, so you can stick it to metal things, because that's how magnets work, if you didn't know that already. But yeah, it's really cool to use this light just because of the size. It does come with a thread on the bottom, so you can mount it to a tripod, a small tripod. Yeah, it's a really good light. not super bright. You can adjust the Kelvin as well, so if you want like super blue or more warm lighting, you can adjust that as well. So the other cool thing about the Aperture MC is there's actually an app you can use on your phone, super easy to get. You can adjust the color actually, so you can do like red, green, all the colors. It's just like a color wheel. I don't know if it'll pick it up. You can also use a color picker, which you can use your camera on your phone, so you want like a certain color for your background that matches whatever's around. Use that color picker and it'll actually adjust the color to match whatever it is that you're shooting, even if you're doing like product shots or something. But yeah, we haven't really used the color part of it yet, just because we use it just as a normal light for filming. But yeah, it's cool that it has that option. Has different effects too. Party lights. I'll get a press play. So it'll change colors. You can adjust the speed. You can do a cop car. So if you're filming like a skit for one of your videos and you have to have a police car or something, you can do that as well. So yeah, definitely recommend this light. Maybe even get a couple of them if you can. They are a couple $100, but definitely worth having this just because of the use of the color and all that stuff. So yeah, and it's small, lightweight, small. Again, stuff that you want to have when you're doing travel videos. I don't know if there's anything. Oh, there's actually, I have like all the chargers and stuff in here, and stuff that I probably don't need to carry around, which I probably would take out if we're traveling somewhere, which is a flash for that camera. I don't really use flashes a lot, just because I try to use the little light as a light to shoot photos with. Just flashes are kind of old school. The other lights, at least you can kind of play with it a bit. Extra lenses, like I got a 50mm with an attachment that'll go onto the mirrorless body. That's the 50mm prime lens from Canon. It's like the $112 one, 112 Canadian, which is like $15 US. That's a good lens, nice quality, super fun to play with. It's kind of like the go-to lens for everybody when they first get their camera. Oh, actually, while we have it, to do all my editing, use a Dell Xps 15. We got this just before we came down, just because it was a high horsepower laptop for doing all the editing. And yeah, we've had it for over 4 years now, and it's still, I can edit, I can do all the video stuff, which I do on Vegas. I've used that program since day one. And then we also have like Premiere Pro, After Effects. I do use After Effects a lot for doing all the 3D logos and stuff, which you see in our videos, and all the glitch effects and the lower thirds and stuff. I'll use After Effects for that. Haven't dabbled in Premiere Pro yet. I'm kind of scared too, just because Vegas is so easy to use, and I've used it since I was like 19 years old. But yeah, one day I might jump onto that and see what I can do on there as far as the creative side of it, and then Photoshop as well. But yeah, it's been a really good laptop. Nice thing is that I can carry this around everywhere we go. I can edit videos on the go. I don't have to worry about being home with having like an iMac or something like that, or a full-on PC. Everything's done on here. And then I have a bunch of hard drives, like just portable hard drives that I store everything on. But yeah, definitely recommend the Dell laptop. Haven't had any issues with it. Really, actually, there was only the one thing when I first, after the first year when we first moved down, one of the speakers blew and it was frapping, but it was easy I ordered some new ones, and they were like $40, and it was easy to exchange out. So yeah, it wasn't anything too major. It's been a really good laptop. And yeah, I got extra batteries, cables, tools, pens, band-aids, ibuprofen, because sometimes you get a headache when you're traveling and you don't have it on you, which it's always good to have stuff like that in your backpack. And then I have 2 of these little Manfrotto tripods, which we use for some shooting. I used it on there was the video we filmed on Saturday, which was episode 21 of Daily to Frames. I just used this pretty much, other than at the restaurant at night. I used it, and it's nice because it's nice and light, and has some different options as far as how you want the legs to go. So there's that, you can actually extend them, easy to take it on and off. It's got like a quick release wheel. You can adjust the ball head. So yeah, they're really good. They're only like $40 or something like that too, which is pretty inexpensive. And yeah, you can actually make it so it's even flatter. So if you're doing a low shot of like food or something, that's what we use this mostly for, is just to have it set up on the table, because it's so easy to move around compared to the gimbal. I'll use the gimbal for other stuff and then use this for doing shots when it's on a table. And I got two of them just because we do carry the G7x Mark II as well as the GoPro, and so I'll switch it out depending on what camera I'm using onto one, and then if I have to put it onto the M6, then I'll do that as well. So yeah, that's what we use for our videos. I mean, like I said, when we first started, and you guys go back and watch our first videos, I was only using this and the drone. And then, yeah, we just upgraded and try to make our video production a little bit better for you guys for watching. We get a lot of compliments actually, because our videos aren't just the normal talking videos and sound like we're trying to sell you car insurance or something like that. Put a little bit of time into it, a little bit of entertainment value, just to have the B-roll and the music and stuff like that. And I enjoy doing it. It's fun for me to like sit down and take the footage that I've captured and then find the right song and then do the right edit to it. Some people are like, oh, you could do like, you know, quicker videos or have more raw videos and not spend as much time editing, but I actually enjoy editing. It's like my hobby. I can zone out and edit a video for like an entire day and it'd feel like 1 hour just because I enjoy it so much. So that's why I like doing it, and a lot of you enjoy watching those videos with the B-roll and the music and all that stuff. But it's also fun to do raw videos, which we do a little bit with our daily to frames. But yeah, it's fun to make all these videos for you guys. And again, all those that were asking what we use to film, this is it. And yeah, it's not very much. Probably, I guess with the drone and stuff, the price goes up a bit. For like $3,000, you can have a pretty good setup with the right equipment like this and get some really good footage out of your travel videos. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. It's getting warm in here. It's dry season, it's March. It gets hot in Costa Rica this time of year. Need to go to the beach or be somewhere where there's a breeze. I can't have the AC on in here, otherwise that's all you guys would hear. The microphone would pick it up. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. For those of you that were wondering what we use, and maybe give you some ideas as far as what you could purchase to start doing your own videos and showing people your adventures, or even like when we first started, it was mostly just for family and friends to see what we're doing, and now we've got all of you watching this and following along and enjoying these videos as well. And we keep making them and keep enjoying making them for everyone, and trying to come up with new ideas all the time to keep the videos more entertaining. We have some stuff planned, but yeah, that's our kit. So yeah, if you guys liked the video, please leave a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell icon to get notified when we come out with new videos. Leave a comment below. Let us know if you want to see more videos on things that we use for travel, any other ideas that you might have. We're not going to do stuff on property and realty. We're not realtors. We do have people that we can send you to ask those questions. So yeah, we won't be doing property and stuff like that because we're not in that field of work. But yeah, other than that, yeah, send your ideas. If you guys want to see anything, we have some trips planned that we're going to do to bring you along and show you some other parts of Costa Rica. So we'll leave it off there. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Ciao.